Hi, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Sophie, and in today's video I'm going to be talking you through my rather large November TBR. I honestly can't believe that we are now in November and I'm talking to you about my reading plans for November. I'm a little bit sad about it because September and October are my favourite months and they're now over for another year. I do still get the autumn vibes in November, but then it feels like we're getting to the really short days and it's getting colder and more miserable weather, especially if you're in the UK. And it just feels like the year is drawing to a close and there's so much stuff I still need to do and so many books I still need to read. So this one is the final of my autumnal TBRs. Once again, we're going for quite a lot of books and I know that I'm not going to be able to get through all of them, but this is just to give me enough choice for November reads. So the theme I'm going for November is dark academia vibes. So we have a lot of dark academia. Then I also just have some other spooky adjacent books. There's also some very pretty sprayed edges in these because a lot of these are book box subscription books and some of them I have had on my TBR for quite a long time. So I'm hoping to be able to get to them this month. So first up, I have a book that I received in one of my first ever Illumicrate boxes that I still haven't got to, and I've had it quite a few years now, so it is about time I read it. And it is The Whispering Dark by Kelly Andrew. This is a stunning edition, so I love the flowers, and also we get some beautiful alternate cover art. I love this. So yeah, I'm not sure what it's about, so I'm going to read the synopsis to you. So Delaney always talked to the dark, but now the dark talks back. Delaney Mayers Petrov is tired of being seen as fragile just because she's deaf. So when she's accepted into a prestigious program at Gold Bowl University that trains students to slip between parallel worlds, she's excited for the chance to prove herself. But her semester gets off to a rocky start when she has an awkward encounter with a pretentious upper-class man, whom she has every intention of keeping her distance from. Colton Price has been ordered to keep far away from the new girl and the voices that call to her from the shadows, but the pull of her proves impossible to ignore, and he can't help but be fascinated by her unusual talents. After a fellow student turns up dead, Delaney and Colton are forced to form a tenuous alliance. Plummeting down a rabbit hole of deeply buried university secrets, they soon find themselves up against something old and nameless, an enemy that threatens to tear them and their forbidden partnership apart. So I'm thinking this one is going to have like dark academia vibes with a little bit of paranormal romance, so that sounds really good and I'm hoping that I can finally get to this one. So next up I have another Illumicrate book, and this is The Book Eaters by Sunyi. Now again, I'm not really sure what this is about. I believe it is set in Newcastle, which I'm really excited about as I lived in Newcastle for a little bit of time when I did my masters, and I love Newcastle and it really has a special place in my heart. So yeah, I will read the synopsis. Hidden across England and Scotland live 6 old book-eater families. The last of their lines, they exist on the fringes of society and subsist on a diet of stories and legends. Children are rare and their numbers have dwindled, so when Devon Fairweather's second child is born, a dreaded mind-eater, a perversion of her own kind who consumes not stories but the minds and souls of humans, he flees before he can be turned into a weapon for the family or worse. Living among humans and finding prey for her son, Devon seeks a cure for his hunger, but time is running out for her family want her back, and with every soul her son consumes, he loses a little more of himself. This is a story of escape, a mother's savage devotion, and a queer love that will electro readers looking for something beguiling, thrilling, strange, and new. So yeah, this one sounds quite strange and intriguing, and I can't wait to get to it. So next up we have The Last Tale of a Flower Bride by Roshani Chokshi. Now I haven't read anything by this author, but I have heard great things about her writing, so I'm interested to see what this one is about. It's been a while since I read the synopsis, so I can't remember everything. So again, I will read it to you. Once upon a time, a man who believed in fairy tales married a beautiful, mysterious woman named Indigo Maxwell Castañeda. He was a scholar of myths. She was heiress to a fortune. They exchanged gifts and stories and believed they would live happily ever after. In exchange for her love, Indigo extracted a promise that her bridegroom would never pry into her past. But when Indigo learns that her estranged aunt is dying and the couple is forced to return to her childhood home, the House of Dreams, the bridegroom soon finds himself unable to resist. For within the crumbling manor's extravagant rooms and musty halls, there lurks the shadow of another girl, Azure Indigo's dearest childhood friend, who disappeared without a trace. As the house slowly reveals his wife's secrets, the bridegroom will be forced to choose between reality and fantasy, even if doing so threatens to destroy their marriage or their lives. So it says it combines the lush, haunting atmosphere of Mexican Gothic, which is a book that I really love, and the dreamy enchantment of the invisible life of Addie LaRue. I also love that book. So The Last Tale of the Flower Bride is a spellbinding and darkly romantic page-turner about love and lies, secrets and betrayal, and the stories we tell ourselves to survive. So yeah, that sounds great, and these edges are beautiful. And yeah, this sounds like it's kind of got all of the elements of Gothic novels, which I love. So yeah, I'm hoping to get to that soon. So next we have All the Dead Lie Down by Kyrie McCauley, and this was a locked library edition. And once again, I don't really know what it's about. I think for November I'm just going for kind of the vibes rather than knowing a lot about these books. But I love this cover art. This looks so amazing. So yeah, I will read the synopsis. The sleeping house was very much awake. Days after a tragedy leaves 17-year-old Marion Blythe alone in the world, she receives a surprising invitation from Alice Lovelace, an acclaimed horror writer and childhood friend of Marion's mother. Alice offers her a nanny position at Lovelace House, the family's coastal Maine estate. Marion accepts and soon finds herself minding Alice's peculiar girls. Thea buries her dolls one by one, hosting a series of funerals. Sounds a bit like Wednesday. While Wren does everything in her power to drive Marion away. Then Alice's eldest daughter returns home unexpectedly. Evie Hallowell is every bit as strange as her younger sisters, and yet Marion is quickly drawn in by Evie's compelling behaviour and ethereal grace. But as Marion settles in, she can't escape the anxiety that shadows her. Dead birds appear in Marion's room. The children's pranks escalate. Something dangerous lurks in the woods. All is not well at Lovelace House, and Marion must unravel its secrets before they consume her. But yeah, this sounds also a lot like it's containing a lot of Gothic elements. Sounds quite spooky and sounds like there's some family secrets here as well. And yeah, on the back it says macabre yet somehow cozy. So yeah, that sounds really interesting. Next up, I have a book that was in the Evernight Illumicrate horror subscription, and this is The Staircase in the Woods by Chuck Wendig. The only thing I know about this is that a group of teenagers found a mysterious staircase in the woods, and one of the group walked up the staircase and vanished, and then the group are trying to find out what happened to their friend. And it happened quite far in the past, so they're older now, and this still haunts them. But I will also just quickly read the synopsis as well, just to check I haven't missed anything. So a group of friends investigates the mystery of a strange staircase in the woods in this mesmerising horror novel from the New York Times best-selling author of The Book of Accidents. Now, I haven't read from this author before, and I haven't heard of any of his other books. So 5 high school friends are bonded by an oath to protect one another no matter what. Then on a camping trip in the middle of the forest, they find something extraordinary, a mysterious staircase to nowhere. One friend walks up and never comes back down, then the staircase disappears. 20 years later, the staircase has reappeared. Now the group returns to find the lost boy and what lies beyond the staircase in the woods. So yeah, this sounds like a mystery horror, and I guess it feels a little bit like it has Stranger Things elements. So yeah, I will find out, hopefully, if I get to this month. So next up I have a book that has been talked about a lot in the book community. It has been an anticipated release for a lot of people, and that is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. Now Rachel Gillig wrote One Dark Window and the sequel, I can't remember what the duology is called, it's got a different name, but I read One Dark Window and it was really good, so I am expecting really good things from this one. And I hear a lot of people have loved this book, so I can't wait. And this is the beautiful Fairyloot edition, which I'm so happy I have. It is so pretty, with the butterfly detail and those beautiful edges. And yeah, the art in this one is also stunning. Like, this is so beautiful. So I'm really excited to get to it. All I know is that this is about a diviner who lives in this sacred place with other diviners, and there's some kind of murder mystery and she needs to get the help of the night to help her uncover this mystery. So yeah, I will read you the synopsis. Sybil Delling has spent 9 years dreaming of having no dreams at all. Like the other foundling girls who traded a decade of service for a home in the great cathedral, Sybil is a diviner. In her dreams, she receives visions from 6 unearthly figures known as omens. From them, she can predict terrible things before they occur, and lords and common folk alike travel across the kingdom of Traum's wind-swept moors to learn their futures by her dreams. Just as she and her sister diviners near the end of their service, a mysterious night arrives at the cathedral. Rude, heretical, and devilishly handsome, the knight Roderick has no respect for Sybil's visions. But when Sybil's fellow diviners begin to vanish one by one, she has no choice but to seek his help in finding them, for the world outside the cathedral's cloister is wrought with peril. Only the gods have the answers she is seeking, and as much as she'd rather avoid Roderick's dark eyes and sharp tongue, only a heretic can defeat a god. So this is one that I have been really looking forward to reading, so I'm going to prioritise it this month. Next, I have a sequel to a book that I read a couple of years ago now, and I've had this one also on my TBR for over a year, but I want to get to it this month because the third book in the trilogy comes out, so I want to be up to date before that comes out. So that is Empire of the Damned by J. Kristoff. Now this is a tome, so I'm not sure if I will get through it. I do plan to use the audiobook to help with this one. So the Empire of the Vampire kind of had like Interview with the Vampire vibes. So we meet Gabrielle de Leon, who is a Silver Saint, and the Silver Saints are a group who are trying to eliminate the dark forces, so the vampires. And the Silver Saints also are setting out to save the Holy Grail. So this one follows on from book 1. Empire of the Vampire was my first J. Kristoff book and I really enjoyed it. He has written such detail, the world building's great and the characters are really fleshed out. I will have to read a summary of Empire of the Vampire as it is quite a long time now, so I can't remember the exact details of what happened. But I will try and do that and then read this in preparation for the third book. And I will also have to try and read that quite soon, so everything is fresh in my mind. But yeah, this does feel quite ambitious for me for this month, considering I have all these other books I want to read, but I'll do what I can do. So next up, I have the first in a duology by Leigh Bardugo, who wrote the Shadow and Bone series, which I've read, and also Six of Crows, which I have read. But this is a dark academia and it is Ninth House. And all I know about this is that the character is called Alex and it is in an academia setting. I think there's some kind of mystery going on here as well. But yeah, I will read the synopsis. So this is the mesmerising adult debut from Leigh Bardugo, a tale of power, privilege, dark magic and murder set among the Ivy League elite. So Alex Stern is the most unlikely member of Yale's freshman class, the dropout and the sole survivor of a horrific unsolved crime. The last thing she wants is to cause trouble, not when Yale was supposed to be her fresh start. But a free ride to one of the world's most prestigious universities was bound to come with a catch. Alex has been tasked with monitoring the mysterious activities of Yale's secret societies, societies that have yielded some of the most famous and influential people in the world. Now there's a dead girl on campus, and Alex seems to be the only person who won't accept the neat answer the police and campus administration have come up with for her murder. Because Alex knows the secret societies are far more sinister and extraordinary than anyone ever imagined. They tamper with forbidden magic, they raise the dead, and sometimes they prey on the living. So, yeah. I am excited to read this. I did like the Shadow and Bone series and Six of Crows. I also actually did read The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo, which I didn't really enjoy so much, but I have heard some good things about this one. And I was also going to maybe plan to read Hellbent, which is the sequel to this, but based on all of these books that I want to read, I probably won't get to it. I mean, I'm going to be lucky if I'm going to get to this one. But yeah, it's been on my radar for a while. I've had it for a few years and I am really excited to read it. So next up I have a book which again is a very anticipated release this year for a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people talk about it in the book community and there's been lots of special editions and I am also looking forward to reading this. This is the one that nobody knows how to pronounce. So Katabasis? Katabasis? Katabasis. I'm going to call it Katabasis because I think that sounds right. By R.F.Kuang. So this is the pretty Fairyloot edition. They went more for like the peachy gold vibe, which I'm not sure I like so much as the black and white. But yeah, it's quite a nice edition. There's also a cat on it, which, if you know me, cats are my jam. So yeah, again, I'm not sure what this is about, so I will read the synopsis. Grad student Alice Law has only ever had one goal: to become the brightest mind in the field of analytic magic. But the only person who can make her dream come true is dead and inconveniently in hell. And Alice, along with her biggest rival Peter Murdoch, is going after him. But hell is not as the philosophers claim. Its rules are upside down, and if she's going to get out of there alive, she and Peter will have to work together. That's if they can agree on anything. Will they triumph or kill each other trying? So yeah, I'm excited to see if this meets the hype. I have read Babel by R.F.Kuang, and I did really enjoy the concept and what she was trying to do with that novel, but I did feel that was quite a challenging read. There were also a lot of footnotes, which is fine, but it kind of disrupted the flow, and also it wasn't always clear that there was a footnote, so there was a little star which I missed quite a lot. But my background is in translation, so I was really interested to see how R.F.Kuang brought the translation element into that book. So that's why I was most excited to read that. But I feel that one is a very important book, and it's very important what R.F.Kuang is trying to say in that. So I'm expecting that this one will probably also be quite kind of academic style. But yeah. So yeah, I'm not really sure what to expect from this, but I'm assuming based on Babel that it's probably also going to be quite like an academic-y style text, but we'll see. And I would like to get to this as I have a bit of FOMO. A lot of people have been talking about this and I want to know what it's about, and yeah, if it does stand up to the hype. So next I have another Dark Academia, and this is An Academy for Liars by Alexis Henderson. So I will once again read the synopsis. I'm not sure what this is about. It came in a Evernight box and I haven't read it yet, so I'm keen to get to this as soon as possible. But I'm guessing that as it came in the Evernight box, it's probably got some kind of horror elements to it as well as being Dark Academia. So Lennon Carter's life is falling apart until she gets a mysterious phone call inviting her to sit the entrance exam for somewhere very few have heard of. Hidden in a secret pocket of Savannah is a place called Drayton College, and it's a school of magic. Lennon has been chosen because, like everyone else at the school, she is special, she possesses the innate gift of persuasion, the ability to wield her will like a weapon and to use it to control others and in rare cases matter itself. After passing the grueling exam, Lennon now needs to learn how to master this devastating power. While persuasion takes a heavy toll on her body and her mind, she's captivated by all that surrounds her, her studies, the college's lush, moss-draped campus, her brilliant classmates, but most of all by Dante, the charismatic advisor who both intimidates and intrigues her. However, as Lennon becomes more adept at using her uncanny abilities, she uncovers more about Drayton and its unsettling history, about Dante and his tragic and violent past, and the more she learns, the more disturbed she becomes by what she finds. For it seems that the ultimate test Lennon will face is to embrace absolute power without succumbing to corruption and darkness, and it's the test she's terrified she's going to fail. Ooh, that does sound very interesting. It's giving me kind of a little bit of Greek mythology vibes though, I don't know. I don't know if that's any inspiration that the author took, but again, excited to get to this. So next I have another book which has been on my TBR for absolutely ages. I think it's 3 or 4 years now, and I was really excited to read it as soon as it was released, but I never managed to. And despite being on several TBRs in the past, I still haven't managed. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this will be the month I get to it. And this is The Cloisters by Katy Hayes. So I think this has got some kind of inspiration from a tarot deck, but now it has been quite a long time since I got this, so I can't remember the full synopsis, so I'll read it to you. But yeah, look at those stunning end pages. This is the Waterstone Special Edition. And yeah, I love those tarot inspired end pages. When Anne Stillwell arrives in New York, I love New York, she hopes to spend the summer working at the city's Metropolitan Museum of Art. Instead, she is assigned to the Cloisters, the Met's Gothic museum and garden renowned for its medieval and Renaissance collections. There she is drawn into a small circle of charismatic but enigmatic researchers, each with their own secrets and desires, including the museum's curator, Patrick Rowland, whose obsession is tarot and the possibility of divination. Eager for the approval of her new colleagues, Anne is only too happy to indulge some of their more outlandish theories, but then she discovers a mysterious, once-believed lost deck of 15th century Italian tarot cards and finds herself at the centre of a dangerous game of toxic friendship and unbridled ambition. And as the game being played within the Cloisters begins to spiral out of control, Anne must decide whether she is truly able to defy the cards and shape her own future. So it says it brings together the modern and the arcane. The Cloisters is a rich, thrilling, told tale of obsession and ruthless pursuit of power. So yeah, hopefully The Cloisters will have its time this month. So next up, I have a retelling of The Picture of Dorian Gray, which I think now has female characters as the main characters. This is Every Exquisite Thing by Laura Stephen, so I will read the synopsis. But on the back it says, "Girls don't want beauty, girls want power." And Samantha Shannon describes it as a modern Gothic gem. So, Penny Paxton, the daughter of a beloved icon, will do anything to continue her mother's legacy, including enrolling at the elite and cutthroat Dorian Drama Academy. When Penny's new mentor offers her the chance to have a portrait painted by a mysterious artist who promises immortal beauty to all his subjects, Penny jumps at the chance to join Dorian's most glittering alumni, knowing that stardom will soon be hers. But then her mentor is found murdered, her portrait violently slashed, and as the bodies pile up, Penny realises she's made a terrible mistake. A seductive and searing exploration of beauty, identity, and what the pursuit of perfection can truly cost. So yeah, that sounds really good. I have read The Picture of Dorian Gray and I did enjoy that, but I'm really interested to see how they're going to do it with a female as the main lead and in kind of a more modern setting. But I feel that the story of The Picture of Dorian Gray is really timeless, isn't it? So it's about beauty and how people perceive you and trying to reach the goal of perfection. So yeah, it does sound really good. So now I have the last book in my November TBR, and this is one I actually did start earlier in the year, but I was really not in the right headspace. I was having a reading slump and couldn't really get into anything, so I didn't want to continue and not enjoy this book. So this is Immortal Dark by Grima. So this is a dark academia, and it is a mystery. There are sisters, and one sister has gone missing and the other one is going to this university to uncover what happened to her sister. But there are vampires in the story and there's a lot of mystery elements, so I will read the synopsis as I didn't really get that far to get really into the plot. So it's a tale as old as time, bloodthirsty, vampire, innocent maiden. Except this maiden isn't so innocent. This maiden is a murderer. Orphaned heiress Kidan Adane grew up far from the hidden society she was born into, where human bloodlines gain power through vampire companionship. When her sister June disappears, Kidan is convinced a vampire stole her, the very vampire bound to their family, the cruel yet captivating Susenyos Sagat. To find her sister, Kidan must infiltrate the elite Uxley University and survive living with Susenyos, even as he does everything he can to drive her away. As Kidan uncovers the heart of the ruthless vampire underworld, she grows determined to bring Uxley to its knees. But when her thirst for revenge collides with Susenyos' lust for blood, the pair become entangled in a game of seductive desires and murderous secrets. And this is actually the first in a trilogy. And what I like most about what I've heard about this book is it is bringing more diversity to the vampire genres. The author specifically wanted to write a black vampire story, and I'm really excited to actually read this. And also I really want to get the matching edition from Waterstones if I really like this book, and that's coming out very soon, so I need to read this to know whether I need to pre-order that. So yeah, that was a lot, and it is going to be a lot to read in November. So I know that I'm not going to get through them all, but I think I will just go mood based. But there are a few that I'm really wanting to prioritise. So Immortal Dark, The Night and the Moth, and Katabasis, and I guess also Empire of the Damned, so I can get ready for the final part of this trilogy. So I think as long as I can get through those 4 books, I will be happy. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you did stay till the end, I would love to know in the comments what you are planning to read in November. Have you got any specific theme for your November reads? And also, are there any of the books here that you think that I should prioritise? Please do let me know. If you enjoyed this, please do give the video a like and subscribe to my channel for more of my content. Thank you, and I will see you next time. Bye.